all psyched up, Mike. Saturday night, everybody's going to be wearing white. The whiteout. Brett Musburger, ABC, primetime. He calls it the White House. Oh, I was let down. First play of the game, 79 yards. I was excited. Yeah, it didn't last that long.
Well, the first play of the game, touchdown. I thought the next drive was terrific also in terms of play calling. They mixed it up really well. They executed well. They were crisp. And they were ahead 10-0, and all the positives seemed to be in Penn State's favor, including, as you said, the crowd and all the intangibles. And that was about the end of it.
Was it the safety that turned the momentum? Is that what it was?
Well, that was a big. That was a big
crowd
play.
Out of it.
That was a big play, but it was a bigger play because it showed a bigger issue, which is Penn State was getting hammered on the line of scrimmage. To a surprising extent on both sides of the ball, but especially with the offensive line. And this is Penn State's. I think Penn State is pretty good in every other area. But the offensive line has turned out to be a gigantic gamble around this team's neck, and they're going to have to get better fast. And I'm not sure if there's a history of that in Penn State's program within a season, getting better in the offensive line. So I think they're in some trouble.
Safe to say that was your biggest concern from watching that game was the offensive line.
It's my biggest concern going into the season.
Okay,
and it was more than justified based on what I saw Saturday night.
My question here would be: are there leaders on this team? We know Daryl Clark's the leader. He says the right thing. They seem to respond to him. But you need more leaders. You need leaders on an offensive line. If there's a problem there, they need guys to step forward. Are there guys that are going to step up so that this can still be a good season, or are we going to see a spiral here?
Well, I think sometimes this leadership thing can be talked about. It can be overrated or talked about in kind of a simplistic way. But here's the way it works. I think that here's the way it can be a big deal in this case. Their offensive line is the other kids in the team might be looking at might be pointing fingers a little bit, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
And this is the one position group that's holding us back, and that's where smart, mature leaders. I think Clark is. I would put Darryl Clark in that category. I think Sean Lee is in that category. They even have a couple of kids on the offensive line: Dennis Landolt and Stefan Wisniewski. Although Wisniewski's only a second-year kid. Who can take that role, but it'll be interesting to watch this team, the sort of mental and emotional stuff over the next couple weeks.